looking up. Okay, looking up. It's interesting. Yeah, because the Korean and everywhere, like they have like a really soft makeup. So, but we are in Indonesia, we always like bold for the wedding mostly. exciting, most the exciting part. Yes, the eyes, because it's so very, very bold. Okay, close your eyes. Open it now.
Oh,
It's too long. It's too long.
I don't know.
We bring another lashes. Yes. It's too long.
Yeah, can I hold it?
Sure. Okay, close your eyes. Lemon kan pasangan masak. Tolong.
Bersih-bersih.
Okay. Okay, look down. Do you feel comfortable with the lashes?
Yes, come on.
Okay. Look up. Me?
Tuh.
Mana?
Oh, betulnya gitu, betulnya gitu.
Okay, close your eyes. Chăm có được buổi sáng sớm.